Hello and welcome to the Ezisolution Systems tutorial videos. I'm Jesse Brown, and today we'll be going through labels in Retailman. In this video we're going to be looking at using the label printer to print barcode labels for stock items. You can print two types of labels in Retailman. The first one is using the standard A4 or letter size labels that come in sheets. The other is using the Zebra label printer that's dedicated to printing labels. To set up the label printer, we go to Maintenance, Hardware Setup. We go to the label printer drop down arrow and choose the label printer we're going to use. Any printer can be a label printer depending on the media you use. So let's choose the Brother Laser series. We'll choose Save. The printing label screen can be accessed from many locations, including the invoicing. If we enter items in here, we can press Shift F12 to print labels. You can do the same from the purchase orders and purchases. You can access that from there. So we'll put an item in and then press Shift F12 to access that screen. Another place we can access that is from choosing Stock and choosing Stock Labels Printing. Here you can choose your items through filtering, such as part number to part number, or you can do the filter by, with options like stocked items, above and below minimum quantity, out of stock, negative stock, etc. Some of these options have a date option, like from and to a certain date. You can choose the number of labels to print, such as fixed number of labels, or if we import from either the invoicing or purchase orders screen, we are able to import the quantity. So if we leave the quantity to print as 0 here, the printer will pick up the quantity from the field here instead. So all these fields here will allow you to print the labels specific to what you'd like to print by filter. Let's go back to the invoice screen and say we want to print a couple of labels. We will enter 5 here and 2 here. If we want to print the labels of these, we press Shift F12 for the label printing screen. Notice the system has brought the items into the menu. Same can take place from the purchase screen. We can check any item that we want to print. Notice that the items came as 5 and 2 from the invoice screen. If we leave them as is, and leave the quantity to print as 0, the system will print 5 labels for the large coffee and 2 for the small coffee, provided both items are checked. The second thing we need to check to customize are the labels we're going to print. To print the labels on a standard printer, we need to choose an Avery label sheet, and these come in different forms and sizes. The first one comes with A4, 3 columns and 15 rows. If we choose this one, it'll bring us to another screen. This will allow us to choose where we're going to print from, and also which row and column. If we print on a sheet and all of it was used, we can start printing from the last label used. We can choose the options from there as well. We can print the part number as a part of the barcode or not. We can print the item details as units such as kilograms or pounds, etc. The other details, which is the second line, and the bin location, you have the option of no price, retail, trade, wholesale, or on special prices. You can print the part number as the barcode. The part number can be anything, numbers, letters, or a combination, and you can also choose the barcode size. So once that is done, we can see how the label will print. So we press Screen, and as you can see, it has printed the labels on the sheet we have chosen. Once we send that to the printer, it will print that as is. So that is the first form of printing labels. As you can see, there are quite a few forms of the standard labels that people use. Most is from Avery, but other manufacturers do the same sizes and formats. We can also have generic ones that print on certain point of sale printers as well. The second method is to use the Zebra printer, which are good printers to use. This is what a Zebra printer looks like. This is just one type of Zebra printer that is suitable for printing labels. These are a thermal printer, which means it uses no median size, which makes it very cheap to run. So you can just buy the labels for it. The labels come in a roll format, and you can choose the label size from the manufacturer. Now to print these labels, you need to change the label file. File extension from the drop-down menu is LBL. Once you choose an LBL label, these label files sit in the Retailman folder, as you can see here. These LBL files are actually text files that have been renamed from TXT to LBL. When you make your own, you should rename it as your own. So once you upgrade Retailman, it won't be overwritten by the new setup, so save it under your own name. Notice that the lines that start with a semicolon are not taken into account, so these lines are considered notes. The files follow a standard Zebra EPL language file, which is fairly easy to understand. Each line is made of parameters, and then the field that we want to print. If we go down, the text file comes with help commands, explaining what each parameter means. So the first one is either an A, B, P, or N, so that you can see that A is for ASCII, B for barcode, D for density, N for clear, and P for print. Here is where we decided to print on the label for both P1 and P2. At the top you can see that the horizontal position is 105, vertical is 140. Horizontal is at the start of all the lines. This line here is disabled, so it's not counted because of the semicolon. The horizontal position for all of these is 105. The vertical keeps going up, so it starts at 60, then to 100, etc. The third is the rotation, so 0 is set to normal, or you can change the degrees of the rotation, such as 90 degrees, 180, 270, whatever number you want to put in there, between 0 and 360. The fourth parameter is the font or barcode selection. The fifth is the barcode width or multiplier for the font size, and so on. You can go through these and change them as you'd like to see how they change your label. This allows you an infinite number of configurations that you do with your labels, so it's a very powerful programming language. Also, these are variable names that you can change. As you can see at the bottom here, each one tells you what each variable is, so you can use those inside the label itself. Some of these are preceded by all trim. This is to remove all the spaces following the variable. Some of these variables have many spaces, so make sure you use this all trim. These are especially important when you're trying to print a part number as a barcode, otherwise the barcode will be unreadable due to the length of the barcode. Once we edit and save it, we can now print it, and it should look like this. So as you can see, we printed the company name as white over black. We have the item name, the price in bold, and the part number is the barcode. The barcode part numbers can take up to 15 letters or numbers before it starts to overflow to the side of the paper. Up to 15 characters should be fine. If we go back to the stock items tab, if you print this list with both items checked, it will print you 7 labels. You can change that to make it print 1 label per item if you change this quantity to print. If you print now, it will tell you there is only 2 labels. If you print with it set to 0, it'll tell you that there are 7 labels to be printed. This warning has been implemented to save paper and ink in cases of accidentally printing thousands of labels. I hope this video has been helpful, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.